Well, here we are. Where is here? Here is now. What's now? Now is live. I hope. To whoever is listening, if anybody is out there, this is the first ever Cine Masochist live stream. I don't have much planned to talk about, which is why I'm going to be streaming a public domain movie. If you're here, thank you for joining me. Let me know in the chat if anybody's talking. Get the webcam running in a minute here. All right, looks like we got some actual people here. We might be able to get started. Whoa! We are live. We are officially live after that great intro. Wasn't that awesome? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the first ever, possibly last ever, Cine Masochist live stream. Tonight, I'm going to be streaming a little 1958 public domain horror film called The Screaming Skull. You may or may not have seen it on Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's one of my personal favorite schlocky little 50s horror movies, and I think it gets a bad rep on that show. I don't think it's nearly as bad as Mike and the rest of the guys and Little Robots make it out to be. I personally think it's a pretty good little movie. We're going to get ready to get going here pretty soon. I'm just going to figure out how to do this little split screen thing. There we go. I'm just going to move myself around a little bit first. There we go. Whoa. Just getting all the technical specs and shit here. Let's read some comments here before we start. And as I mentioned in many of the tweets beforehand, before going live, if you want to do a live call-in, you're welcome to do so over Discord, which I've given the information for via Twitter, via my Facebook. I think I even made a little YouTube post about it. I'm just going to quickly get the movie ready. If this is awkward, bear with me. This is my first time ever streaming. Just getting this shit ready to go. But yeah, so how's your sex life, everyone? Doing good in school? Keeping out of trouble? Just 2 seconds here. I'm just going to make sure everything's hunky-dory. Because if it's not, then, well, what's the point, right? That there. Move this. Do that. I don't know how much of the audio is actually going to be picked up for the movie itself. But if you guys don't mind, I'm going to crack a beer. I suggest you do the same. This is a Lagunitas India Pale Ale. It's one of the few, actually brewed in California, one of the few non-Canadian beers that I drink, so it's pretty good. Unfortunately, during the movie, while it's playing, I can't really see the chat. I can't even see myself at the moment. So we're literally just chilling and watching the movie at this point. So if you do want, if you've added me to Discord and you want me to see what you're saying to me or you want to call in, feel free to do so via Discord. Unless I can sign into YouTube here. Actually, you know what I might be able to do? watch my own stream on my phone, and then I can look at the comment section. Maybe. Scary. Hey, it delivers. We get a screaming skull. That's always cool. Fun bit of trivia. The music used here in the opening for the film is a rendition of the same piece of music that would later be used in The Shining. So even if this movie gets dogged on a little bit, and even if it is public domain, it features a pretty hefty slice of horror history. For those that haven't seen The Screaming Skull, it's a film which is rooted in mental illness, murder, intrigue, ghosts, and screaming skulls. It's pretty groovy. I should probably check the stream itself from time to time to see what's going on to make sure everything's good. So every now and then, I might get the movie screen a little bit smaller, just so I can come check up on the chat every now and then, right? This probably looks weird right now. All right, I'm actually I'm looking at the chat a little bit now because I think I'm not gonna be saying much if I'm not looking at the comments, so I should be doing something. All right, favorite underrated slasher movie. God, there's a ton. I mean, the video I did for Halloween a few months back where I talked about a lot of my favorite 80s horror movies, a lot of those have some of my favorite underrated ones, but one that I always find myself going back to is My Bloody Valentine. I've always really loved the aesthetic of that one. I love the look of the actual mine that they're in. I think it's just awesome. I think that's a really good one, and I think Harry Warden also just stands out as a great slasher. Cecil's Good Burger 2 book? Hey, they're not Cinegimps, okay? I haven't given them a name yet, and if they're gonna get a name, I'm gonna give it to them, okay? But I might go with Cinegimps or Poochie. Cinepoochies. Hi, Maniacs 2.0. Does the Discord say offline? Let me see here. I've never used Discord before besides just the last couple days of making the account. So, let me see here. Says I'm online, I think. I've got a couple of friend requests that I'm about to accept. Just give me a second here. Excuse me. Most Wanted Criterion release wish. I don't know, man. Could we get one for Cannibal Ferox? Just because? Or maybe Iron Master. I've got so many ideas for movies. A lot of them are stupid. I've always wanted to make stuff. I mean, obviously there's the Bad Dudes movie that I've been wanting to do for years, which I've always thought the premise of that game would be great. Like, it's pretty much a canon film. You got ninjas, you got buff guys in tank tops, and you got saving the president of the United States. And of course, you'd have it take place in the 80s. That's one I've just been wanting to do forever. I've got ideas for horror movies as well. One really simple one that I kind of consider to be like if Die Hard was a horror movie, where this escaped mental patient or lunatic or whatever makes his way into like this kind of futuristic high rise, and he's just picking people off sort of floor by floor, which I always thought would be kind of cool. I've had different title ideas for it, like 13 Floors of Hell or 13 Floors of Death, something sort of akin to Seven Doors of Death, the Lucio Fulci alternate title for The Beyond. Just dumb ideas like that. Myself in the upper left corner and the movie in the lower left. Then you can put the chat on the right side. That's a very, very good idea. Okay, just give me 2 seconds here. I got to see what... I don't even know what my screen looks like at the moment because I'm trying to focus on the chat. Yeah, you're right. This kind of looks dumb. Okay. So let's see here. So what if I went here, put the movie there, and I put myself up here. I could probably even make me, like, does it even really matter if I'm on screen? I mean, I'm kind of vain, so I kind of like looking at myself, but I don't know about you guys. But I think this is working. Let's see. Oh, I gotta pull the movie back up. How's that for you guys? Oh crap, I missed a lot of comments. Oh, Jesus. My vanilla gorilla. You did one of these. Vanilla gorilla. Can you small-in yourself a bit? I think, yeah, I can. Let's see. Yeah, I can edit this as I go. I just gotta make sure to keep scrolling the movie up. How's that? I think this is good, because you know what? I can see the movie now and I can see the chat, and it doesn't really matter if I can see my cam. I don't really care. I know that it's working, and that's what counts. The best revenge movie. Oh, that's a good one, because I like so many of them. My go-to has always been Robert Ginty, The Exterminator. I just think that's a perfect Vietnam veteran revenge movie. You got Steve James in there. You got Robert Ginty. It's ultra sleazy. It's ultra violent. You got the Vietnam jackets. You got the neon colors. It's just perfect. It's right up there with classics like Taxi Driver, in my opinion, which a lot of people confuse for a revenge movie, which it's not. It's just about a crazy guy. But what's not to like about that?
Well, shall we all go inside? Good idea. Mickey, remember you promised me some of those rose cuttings. I sing you again, Mickey. I'm going to have to get you down to the barber shop one day very soon.
Well, Blast Action, I'm sorry, man. I'll try to be more specific with it. No one has called yet. Got a direct message from a dude. You have to put in a hashtag or a pound symbol, whatever generation you're from, with the name, and it's Cine Masochist with uppercase C, uppercase M, and then hashtag 1811. So there's like a little code. I mean, I'm still learning how to use Discord myself. We're getting into it. Thoughts on the Joker movie? I'm excited to see it. I want to see it. I really love Joaquin Phoenix. I think Joker as a character definitely stands to work on his own. And it looks kind of Taxi Driver-esque, at least like as far as the sort of aesthetic goes, and it's taking place in the 80s and stuff, the early 80s. I think the look of him is kind of cool. Like, he looks like a cross between the Heath Ledger Joker and the Cesar Romero one. So I'm kind of amped to see it. I'm a little bit reserved as far as the director goes, because, I mean, I'm kind of half and half on the Hangover movies, but I think everybody's got a shot to make a good movie. Everybody dogs on Michael Bay, but gotta tell you, I love the Rock with Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery, and I love Pain and Gain. I don't have to like his Transformers movies, but I can still like some of the movies he's put out. So the Hangover dude, I think, has a chance to make a good Joker movie. James Glickenhaus, doesn't James Glickenhaus like sell cars now? Like, that's what I've been hearing, that he's like a car dealership guy, which is just wild. I've not seen the new Death Wish movie. I'm not overly interested in seeing it because it's not because it's a remake, but I feel like it's such a departure to what makes Death Wish work. Like, the original is such a great slow burn character study. I mean, the first time he ever shoots somebody in the movie, he pukes, which is great because this is a guy who's like not normally used to this sort of stuff. He's just a guy who's so enraged by what's happened to his family. But I would suggest a movie that has just come out. It was a vigilante revenge sort of movie. It was with Lou Ferrigno, but god damn it, now I can't remember the fucking name of the movie, so I'm gonna have to. This is live, folks. When you're live, there are no mistakes, just stupidity and loss of thought. Let's see, new Lou Ferrigno, and if anybody else has seen the movie and can just say what the title is to everybody listening, that would be great. But he just recently did a very Death Wish-esque revenge movie that I thought was pretty awesome and really grimy, and actually showed some very good acting ability in it. And I feel like if anybody wants to see a proper remake of Death Wish, that would be it. I'm just trying to pull up the fucking name of it. God, the guy puts out a lot of movies. Instant Death. That's what it is. I thought it would be like Death Warrant or Death Fist, Death Blow. It's Instant Death, which was surprisingly good. The remake does seem to go off sort of more of the Discord handle is just the username. I'm just Cine Masochist on Discord.
How did Marion die? Didn't Eric tell you? I think the subject's rather painful to him. I'd like to make him talk about it.
There should never be a Dirty Harry remake. Like, there'd be no point. Who are you going to get that's as iconic as Clint Eastwood to play a character like that? Like, what, his son, maybe? And his son was in the Sex and the City movies. I mean, come on. That was Jean-Claude Van Damme, yeah, in the hockey arena, which wasn't bad. That's actually not a bad little movie. The villain was great. It was the same dude that was in Red Dawn and Extreme Prejudice. For some reason, his name escapes me, but he's so charismatic and awesome and usually steals the movie, especially from someone like Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yes, stop remaking things. Scott Eastwood sucks.
She died in the water. That's where Eric found her 10 minutes later.
Sudden death, actually, yeah. What the fuck is Death Warrant then? Powers Booth, yes. How could I forget such a Max Power name? That was Sudden Death. It was.
I'm going down to the house.
Jeffrey Combs as Riddler would be solid. Actually, I could definitely see that because he's got that great sort of fast way of speaking that he's just so good. He does command the screen as like an ultimate sort of intellectual type, and you could definitely see him like outsmarting Batman. It'd be awesome. Death Warrant was in prison with Sandman. Yes. Oh, that's right. The Van Damme prison movie? I vaguely remember that one. It wasn't too bad. Jason. Absolutely Jason. I love Michael, but Jason all the way. Top 5 JCVD. Like his movies? Sure. Universal Soldier, I think, would be a number 1 for me, and not even just for Jean-Claude, but Dolph Lundgren is so fucking charismatic in that movie. Like, that's probably his best performance ever. Like, everybody knows him as, let's break you, like Dolph Lundgren shit, like fucking Drago. But he's so, like, he's just an animal in that movie. Like, he's throwing fucking grenades at Jean-Claude and saying, want to play catch and shit. Like, that's awesome. Right after that, I'd say Kickboxer. I've always liked Kickboxer just a little more than Bloodsport, especially that first moment that you see Tong Po just kicking that, like, that concrete part of in the room, and just all the debris is falling down and shit. It's just what a way to introduce a bad motherfucker. Time Cop, I've always really enjoyed. That one's got the same power mullet that he's got from, and it's the next one I'm gonna spotlight as far as Van Damme goes. It's I may need to. Fuck. Why do all of Van Damme's movies are blood something and death something? Was it? It's Not Hard to Kill. That's the Steven Seagal one. It's the one with Lance Henriksen where he's getting hunted, and it's got, yeah, that's a good one. I love that one, but I can't remember the fucking name of it, so maybe it's not that good. Hard Impact, Instant Impact, or some shit. Like, I watched it a lot when I was a kid, but now I can't remember the name. But it's the first ever American John Woo film. That's what I remember about it. Hard Target. Thank you very fucking much. There we go. Double Impact is definitely a blast. Okay, I've listed 4. And number 5, I think I would just go with fucking JCVD. The movie JCVD, where he really showcases some awesome acting skills. Like, who knew if you let the man speak in his native tongue that he's actually a pretty amazing actor. And it's so great. Like, it's so great to see him kind of cheesing on himself a little bit. It's one of the reasons why I've always really liked movies like Last Action Hero as well. I know that one gets a lot of shit, but I kind of admire Arnold for crapping on himself a little bit. Yeah, that stunt is great when he's standing on the motorbike. That's so amazing. No Retreat, No Surrender, aka 15 Minutes of Van Damme, where he does actually showcase a lot of really, really impressive moves. Actually, a lot of like very Rob Van Dam ECW-esque moves where he's doing like the flying drop kicks and the flying jump kicks and shit. And I like that movie just in general. I think I reviewed it like fucking 20 years ago. Would I ever do I Spit on Your Grave? Honestly, no. I've never been a fan. I've never been a fan of I Spit on Your Grave. I feel like a revenge movie that has more of the rape and less of the actual rape revenge kind of fails as a revenge movie. I've never been a fan. Replicant was good. I wanted to talk a little bit about Wolf Guy during that Radio Drum, but we just never got a chance. I thought Wolf Guy was awesome. Like, that pretty much is, like, and it's weird because it's based on an anime and manga of the same name, but I felt like I was watching a Wolverine movie the whole time, especially at the end where he's got, like, the machine gun, he's getting all shot up, and he's flipping around and just kicking the shit out of people. That was awesome. I wouldn't necessarily say I Spit on Your Grave is overrated. Like, it has its place. I was just never really a fan. Because I wanted it to be... I wanted it to be gorier than it was. And I felt like the stuff that happens to her doesn't nearly amount to the stuff that she deals back to them, if that makes sense. Miss 45 is fucking awesome. Like, that's one of the best movies ever. It's got such a great aesthetic to it. Which 3 Michaels do you like best as action heroes? Michael Biehn, Michael Pare, or Michael Dudikoff? Can't we have all 3? They're all great in their own ways. You know, Michael Biehn is just... Well, he's Michael Biehn. He's great as a Navy SEAL. Michael Pare is great, and Michael Dudikoff was the Ryan Gosling of the 80s. So, I mean, what do you want? He was Cannon Film's own personal Ryan Gosling. Compare the two. They look the fucking same. Michael Caine. The original Carter, the original Get Carter. Total Recall is a great movie unless you're talking about the remake. Yeah, isn't that crazy that I Spit on Your Grave is becoming kind of a franchise? Because it had its own sequel, and then it had the remake, and then it had the sequel to the remake. Isn't there like another one too? Like, it's nuts. Michael Ironside is, I mean, what do you say? What do you say about the guy? He's amazing, and he's Canadian. So it's like, we're just showing up the whole world, aren't we? I mean, Michael Ironside is like the coolest motherfucker ever, and he's from, I believe, Ontario? So he's an awesome Canadian roofer who became an actor, and he's just fucking awesome, and he always loses his arm for some reason, and he was an arm wrestler, which is like hilarious fucking irony. Who would win in a battle to the death? Terminator, the original from the first movie, or Jason? I mean, neither of them can, like, feel pain, so they'd keep fucking going at each other until there was nothing left, but I feel like... And this... I don't know. I feel like Jason might. Just because that fucker is so resilient, and he can keep going even with, like, a little bit of organic tissue left, but I feel like if Jason just crushed Terminator's head, that'd be it. Like, it'd just be fucking over. Sup, Nez fucking manga? Powers Booth versus Michael Ironside. Michael Ironside wins every time. Every time, okay? He's going to do this the scanner way. He's going to suck your brain dry. I mean, you can't fucking fight against that. You can be the most charismatic fucker in the world. Michael Ironside will beat your shit in. He's the ultimate killing machine. He has no conscience. Irony or Ironsidery. Ironsidery from now on. We do need a RoboCop versus Terminator movie. We needed one 30 years ago. We needed one like yesterday, a long fucking time ago. Because you can't do that shit without Schwarzenegger in his prime and without Weller. I mean, every other guy to play RoboCop besides Weller was dog shit. Like, okay, the TV series was alright. RoboCop 3 was shit. RoboCop Prime Directives was god fucking awful. Like, good lord was that fucking shit. And then we had that stupid remake. We had, fucking Alpha Commando, which was just dumb. The only decent iteration that we got as a RoboCop that wasn't Peter Weller was the Marvel cartoon, which actually wasn't half bad. It was like wholesome but worked well in some weird way. So I think if we were going to get RoboCop versus Terminator, it would have to be from in like 89, like RoboCop 2/Terminator 2 era. God, these comments are going fast, and I have it set to slow. Their own Hong Kong action movies in the late 80s, early 90s. Should have been done a while ago. Highlander 2. I love Ironside in the Highlander 2. Like, you could tell he was having a blast. Let's see. Yes, I played the shit out of the RoboCop versus Terminator game. It was one of my favorites to play on the Sega Genesis back in the day. I think I only beat it like once because that game was hard as tits, but I love it. It's got I love the music in it too. Like, I only realized recently that the music is very much like early Ministry, which is kind of a funny coincidence because you had Al Jorgensen doing the music for the club scene in the first RoboCop, which is kind of wild. I do remember RoboCop's WCW appearance. RoboCop helped out Sting. That's canon. Every RoboCop appearance is canon. Why does anyone like Jai Courtney? He's hot, unfortunately. He's a good-looking guy. See, in show business, it doesn't matter if you suck at acting. You can be hot, and people will want to suck on you. Moving on. Ever play RoboCop the NES game? Yeah, it's fucking garbage. Most of the RoboCop NES ports were not good, but I played them anyway because RoboCop. Like, it's weird. I only like the first two movies, but I'll see anything RoboCop related. I mean, I'll even go see that sequel that's in the works. That's like meant to be the real sequel to the first one, where they're using that like original Ed Neumeyer and Miner script. I mean, I'm kind of interested to see that. They might get Peter Weller for it. I'm pretty sure it's going to suck, but I'm going to go see it anyway. I saw that RoboCop remake in theaters and left angry as shit, but anything RoboCop related I'll see. I love RoboCop. It's such an abusive relationship because he was only ever good for that 1 year in 1987, and then he destroyed me, and he breaks my heart time and time again, but I keep going back. Kinda like what? Were Jai Courtney and John Bernthal separated at birth? I don't think so, because just John Bernthal is awesome. RoboCop versus Freddy Krueger. That would be kind of interesting, having Freddy invade RoboCop's dreams. That'd be kind of cool. Highlander versus To Catch a Predator. Which Predator? The game, like Triple H, Ribble H. I have seen Robo Vampire. It's the one where they've clearly got RoboCop on the cover, and then you watch it and he's just in like a tinfoil suit. Guyver wins. Just like how Michael Ironside beats everybody, Guyver beats everybody. Guyver's the shit. God, we are barely even talking about the Screaming Skull. Sorry, Screaming Skull. It's kind of just background noise at this point, isn't it? Alien versus Predator versus Terminator versus RoboCop. Why don't we just throw more shit in there? Alien versus Predator versus RoboCop versus Forrest Gump versus Cobra. I mean, fuck, dude. Forrest Gump's a badass, man. Like, he's a bona fide Vietnam veteran. He's a ping pong champion. Like, what's Cobra? He cuts pizza in half. Forrest Gump. I have not seen the Robo Vampire series. The Child's Play remake, I'll tell you this. I've never been all that invested in Child's Play as a movie. I mean, I love Brad Dourif. Love him to death. I mean, for me, my Brad Dourif movie is Exorcist 3. But I mean, I always found Chucky kind of stupid. Like, he's just a guy possesses a doll, and the doll tries to stab people. I mean, it's fun, but I'll go see the remake just because it might be something kind of different, and I might end up liking it more. And Mark Hamill's obviously a fantastic voice actor. I'm also hearing that 80% of the effects are going to be animatronic, which is awesome. So, fuck yeah. James Bond versus MacGyver. MacGyver, because James Bond sucks. I should revisit Guyver and Fist of the North Star, because it's been years since I've covered either of those. Did you see that sequel to Commando? No chance. Yeah, he just went and had a happy life with Ray Dong Chong and his wife and his little kid. Rambo versus Commando. Rambo. Absolutely. Rambo's awesome. Yeah, the music in The Screaming Skull is awesome. I think the movie itself really has a great vibe to it, and I'll probably end up doing a proper review of it because this really isn't it. Yeah, I just read about the 80% animatronics part today, which has piqued my interest for the movie a lot more. I am actually planning on revisiting Hands of Steel because, fuck, that was like one of my first reviews ever, and it's one of my favorite Z-grade films ever made, so I feel like it deserves the George Lucas treatment, so to speak. Just getting another beer. All right. Ever consider reviewing classic wrestling pay-per-views? Kinda. I do have a wrestling bone in my body. It's something that I revisit frequently, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with AEW, because I think Cody Rhodes has been doing so good in the indie circuit, and so many other great talents are being signed to there. So maybe, I might end up doing that. But I think if you really want to see stuff like that, go watch like something like Wrestling with Regret. I mean, that's a great show, and that guy really does his research on it. And I don't think I could be nearly as informative, but maybe at some point. Do I like gore games? I mean, I don't know. I love the Splatterhouse games, and I love Manhunt from Rockstar Games. It's pretty gory. Just saw Hands of Steel. Thanks to you. Everything since then, Italian, has been disappointing. Where to go from there? Just keep watching Sergio Martino movies, man. Just next one, do 2019 after the fall of New York. And then go for some Enzo Castellari stuff. Like, if you liked Hands of Steel, keep going the Italian Mad Max Terminator knockoff route. Watch Bronx Warriors. Watch 2019. That's the good shit. Watch Warriors of the Wasteland and Endgame. That's one of my favorite ones. Joe D'Amato's Endgame, which is, or was it Enzo Castellari? I think it might have been Joe D'Amato. But Endgame is awesome. It's basically like, it's pretty much like The Running Man, but in like a legit post-apocalyptic setting, and there's mutants, and there's George Eastman, and you can't go wrong. Favorite Nick Cage movie? Is it bad if I say Face Off? Yeah, Toho does flag everything. And everybody, welcome Brandon Tenold into our stream. Brandon, who has a fantastic show of his own up on YouTube that you need to check out. He's kind of the Godzilla critic. Thank you for joining me here on my stream. There's a lot of people that I haven't even noticed have come in. Thanks everybody for joining. This is doing a lot better than I thought it would. That's for sure. I am now, and also this is not only just a stream with movies and talking and me rambling on and justifying my own ego, but it is a beer review because now I'm drinking Dude Chill Pale Ale from East Vancouver, and it's excellent. It's really good. I recommend it. Get some shipped to you. Oh, we got Eli. Eli Studer, a big-time fan of the show. I've known Eli for many, many years now, so it's nice to see you. Nice to see you here, Eli. Thanks for joining the stream. Fucking call. Call if you want. Let everybody hear your ridiculous, godlike, raspy voice. eWolf87, that's the guy I'm talking about. He's got a hell of a voice. I have to thank Deadbeat at Dawn for introducing me to Deadbeat at Dawn, because that really is one of the best movies ever. At least as far as, like, why didn't I say that as far as, like, favorite revenge movies? It's Exterminator and it's Deadbeat at Dawn. Those are the best revenge movies ever made. Well, you get me to do this again if this goes well, which I think it might be. I think it might be going well. We're like 36 minutes into this thing, and I don't think it's half bad. I think it's all right. As long as you guys can see what's going on, as long as there's not too much of a lag or anything, and it's going well, and you can see the movie, and you can hear me, and it doesn't sound like I'm recording with a potato, I think it's fine. I'll tell you, though, getting this shit to work was a bitch. I could not figure out the OBS software for like a whole day. And I didn't know how to get the window to like project so you could see the shit that I'm watching and then have me on the webcam. And I finally figured it out almost like last minute. So this almost didn't even happen. So I think it could happen again because I won't have to go through the same shit next time. Super chat this shit. It would be nice to get some money. How do I super chat? Let's see, do I have that as an option? Say hello to Super Chat. Super Chats are featured messages that users can buy to stand out during your live chat. Each time a Super Chat is purchased, you'll earn a piece of the pie. Turn on Super Chats to get started. I don't know, maybe next time. If you guys want to donate, just donate to my PayPal or to my Patreon. Like, I can always add the info to that. Let's just keep this simple. Machete Maidens Unleashed. I have not seen that, but that sounds excellent. Mandy was awesome. That was an excellent Nicolas Cage film. Every now and then, Nicolas Cage will do something he really gives a shit about, and I think Mandy, he definitely did. And I love Cosmatos. I forget his first name, but, you know, he's the son of George Cosmatos. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I loved the color in it. I also really loved Beyond the Black Rainbow. So to see Nicolas Cage in a movie like this was just so great. I do need some tech help. Oh, that's awesome. Exploitation movies in the Philippines. Those were crazy. Favorite Fred Williamson film. Oh, man. I don't know if I would pick Vigilante myself because it's kind of not his movie. It's more Forrester's movie, but it's an excellent film and it's an excellent William Lustig film. But if I had to go with a Fred Williamson movie, I'd go with like Black Caesar or Hell Up in Harlem. Like, he's just such a bad motherfucker in both of those. Adaptations is good. Haven't seen Deadfall. I really like Bringing Out the Dead, though. Favorite Red Brown movie. I gotta go with Strike Commando. I've always loved that one, and I love revisiting it. My favorite YouTuber. Well, Brandon's great. I'm glad he's a fan of my show. It was great having him on Radiodrome a couple of times. Honestly, I watch a lot of Red Letter Media, and I watch Wrestling with Regret. I don't watch a lot of YouTubers, to be honest. Obviously, I got buddies that do it, like my buddy Jesse Wood, who does Endless Jess, the Drowning in Footwear guy. I watch him. Other than that, like, I don't know. I don't really follow a lot of YouTubers, strangely enough. For a YouTuber, I don't follow a lot of YouTubers. Hey, Yor is awesome, but Strike Commando is awesomer. I have seen the original Inglourious Bastards. I have it on DVD, and I know that it's also under another title of G.I. Bro because they were trying to capitalize on the whole blaxploitation thing. Favorite George Eastman flick? Well, that's obvious. Hands of Steel. Fucking Raul Morales is the strongest. Like, why even ask that? We should do a commentary on Mean Guns or some other Albert Pyun movie, like maybe even Nemesis. Both of those are excellent. Top 5 George Eastman villains. There is no top 5. They're all great. My personal favorite, of course, is Raul Morales. Obviously, Big Ape was awesome. Obviously, Anthropophagus was awesome. Iron Master's great because he wears that fucking ridiculous lion mane like for 80% of the movie, which is just amazing, and he looks like a lunatic the whole time while he does it. Well, thank you. That's quite a compliment. I mean, Red Letter Media is one of the most quality channels that I can think of that I really enjoy watching. Like, I feel like they're always worth the wait. So to be compared to them is nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, mental illness is hilarious, isn't it? A revisited Blast Fighter? Not to sound up my own ass, but I thought the Blast Fighter review was fine. I thought it was okay. Sword and the Sorcerer is awesome. Try to convince you that Blast Fighter is not terrible. Yes, I can do that with 2 words. Fuck you. Trying to catch up on some comments here. All caught up. Awesome. What's my go-to movie? The movie you probably watch more than others. RoboCop. I probably watch RoboCop more than any movie. Like, I've loved it since I was like 7 years old, which is kind of a lie because it scared the shit out of me with the melting dude, but ever since, like, I've just been revisiting it like a fucking drug. I'm an addict for that movie. Like, there'll be some months where I'll watch it like 4 or 5 times. Like, I don't know why. There's something about it that I just love. I think it's peak Paul Verhoeven. It's peak Peter Weller. It's just got a great atmosphere to it. I love the action sequences. I love the way the fucking blood squibs just pop. I love the way look of the character and everything. I just think RoboCop is a perfect movie. So it's probably the one I revisit the most. I would love to be on Best of the Worst. I think that'd be awesome. I know you need more videos from me. This is a way for me to get you more videos. You know, maybe I could even do this every Monday or every Sunday. This could be a regular thing. Maybe. Total Recall definitely feels a lot like RoboCop. I love Total Recall too. Large Marge. Ghostbusters is fantastic. The original Ghostbusters is good shit. Good shit. Just so fucking, it's such a wholesome movie. Even though it's got like Dan Aykroyd getting a blowjob from a ghost. But you know what I mean. Like, it's just good. It's just a good movie. Combat Shock. I love Combat Shock. It's so depressing, but it's awesome. Favorite Gary Daniels movie? Fist of the North Star. No. My favorite Gary Daniels movie would probably be, I own it. Hawk's Vengeance is my favorite. He fights like skinheads in it and stuff, and he has like a really bad bleach blonde haircut in it, but it's got some great fight sequences. In Charge of a New Empire Pictures box set. What would you tell Charles Band to put in it? I don't know, man. I really don't know what I'd pick. Trauma's War is awesome. I think there are a lot of people that claim to be like big Trauma fans, but they've only really seen Toxic Avenger and Sergeant Kabuki Man. I mean, Trauma's War is so worth watching. It's right up there with Class of Nukem High and Kabuki Man and Toxic Avenger and all their other groovy little movies. But you gotta watch the uncut version, though. Otherwise, it's just not worth it. 50s bitches had pointy bras.
Loving my father and hating my mother. She never knew it. Something I kept to myself.
Blast action.
She was very beautiful.
Nice. Somebody else that's actually seen Hawk's Vengeance. What's the craziest length you've gone to see a hard to find film? Oh, man. I mean, they're so much easier to find now. But I used to look like just high and low, even for movies like Anthropophagus. Hands of Steel used to be really fucking hard to find. I would just be looking on eBay. I'd be trying to find different copies of it. Like, and I would obsess over it for months. Exterminator 2, was one that I definitely wanted to try to get a really good copy of, and I could only ever find, even like DVD wise for the longest time, like really shitty VHS rips and stuff. So I'd always feel very ripped off by that. So I'm so happy that that Shout Factory finally released like a good copy of it. But Exterminator 2 probably is the one that I've like searched for a lot, because I've always loved the first one so much, and for years I'd seen the trailer to the second one, and I'd had copies of like VHS rips of it and shit that I just they weren't worth watching. They were so fucking like gray and completely like reused and shit. It just didn't look good, like recopied and retransferred. So that's one I was really happy to finally get like a decent DVD version of. Are there any good Canadian horror film? My Bloody Valentine, my dude.
Feeling that if I really wanted to, I could have saved him, but I didn't.
Favorite John Carpenter film?
That I really killed him.
Fuck, man. That's gotta be a cross between probably Escape from New York and The Thing. Those have always been my favorites. I love the Kurt Russell, John Carpenter stuff. Obviously, it goes without saying, Halloween is excellent, but I've always been a Snake Plissken guy.
They told me I was cured.
Cine Masochist Discord server. Man, yeah, stranger things have happened. City Hunter's good. I don't know if I'm looking forward to the new Terminator film. They kind of just get worse and worse, don't they? I mean, I'll still go see it because I'm a glutton for punishment, but I don't know if I'm looking forward to it. Oh, Roddy Piper is awesome and They Live. I just really like Escape from New York, but Roddy Piper, in my opinion, is one of the few, maybe one of the only wrestlers that have truly transitioned to be a great everyman character. I mean, I love Dwayne Johnson, and I think he's doing a great job with what he's doing, but in a way, it's sort of a lesser Hulk Hogan effect. It's not quite as bad, but you always know it's The Rock. Whereas with Roddy Piper, it's the character. You get immersed into his character, and he's fantastic in They Live. Yes, I've seen Mandy, and I loved it. I talked a little bit about it earlier, so obviously you might just be getting into the stream. But yeah, Mandy was awesome. Nope, we're never going to stop. We're never going to stop Skynet, because Skynet is Google. I have not seen Polar on Netflix. Would I review Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer? Yes, I would, but that would mean that I'd have to sit down and watch it again, and that movie fucking leaves me with such a depression stink, but I think it's worth it because it's such an excellent movie. Like, it's so fucking hard to watch, but it's awesome. I think Jesse Ventura could have done more, but it doesn't seem like they casted him much or used him much. Like, I would have really liked to have seen more of him in Running Man. I really like this character. Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw looks great. Don't they like fight cyborgs in it? I mean, Jason Statham, The Rock, and cyborgs. Can't really go wrong. I have several badass synthwave playlists. I might share it with you guys at some point. Michael Rooker is great. Just a consummate like professional, always great. Even like he's great in Cliffhanger. He's great in like everything. He's just awesome actor. One of the reasons why I watched The Walking Dead when it came out, because I heard Michael Rooker was going to be in it, and then he was barely in it. Colmater. Coke, pop, or soda. They're the same thing. I've seen Ronnie use Legacy of Rage starring Brandon Lee. I have. Very good. I have seen Overlord. That's the Nazis that are making super soldiers, World War II stuff. I thought it was pretty cool. I actually thought that was a pretty cool little movie, and I think Kurt Russell's son is a force to be reckoned with. I think he's a hell of an impressive actor, and he's got his dad's voice, which is a good thing. You want that commanding Kurt Russell voice. And he's like 7 feet tall, which is awesome. We do got to do the Vindicator.
Mickey? Mickey!
All right. What do we got here? Where did you get the Scorpion jacket from Drive? Just eBay. Just got it off eBay. Just searched up Drive jacket, and there it was. Favorite female action stars. Cynthia Rothrock, obviously, right off the bat, is fucking excellent, especially considering the era that she came up in, you know, the late 80s and early 90s, so there wasn't a lot of that yet. Pam Grier, I've always loved. Like, Coffee is such a fucking cool movie. It's basically like the Chick Shaft, which is awesome. Like, she, like, blows people's heads off and shit. It's awesome. Obviously, Sigourney Weaver's great. I've always liked Linda Hamilton. What video games are you currently playing? Really just like 90s beat 'em ups. I play a lot of Streets of Rage and like Final Fight 3. I don't really play a lot of like recent stuff.
You're gonna help me do it.
Kurt Russell he pisses me off because how does your hair look that good at 60? And it doesn't look like he's had any fucking plugs or anything. The guy's just got the most majestic fucking hair I've ever seen in my life.
Why aren't you all preoccupied with memories of the past?
Dr. Sleep. Oh, the Ewan McGregor somewhat sort of sequel to The Shining where he plays a grown-up Danny. I think that could be interesting. For sure.
Is out of our lives.
Coffee and Foxy Brown are both good. My workout routine is just a lot of free weights. I have two dumbbells that I use at home, and I try to work out 3 to 4 days a week. 5 if I can help it. Yeah, Kurt does look great with a beard.
Jenny. Go on, Jenny.
Yeah, I did do a review of Hell Comes to Frogtown. One that I probably should revisit, because that video kind of sucks. Absolutely. Sigourney Weaver's awesome.
It's only the peacocks.
Yes, I did. I was actually wanting to talk a little bit about Dragged Across Concrete during this stream just because I'm such a big fan of Zoller's. Really like this one. I feel like it's taken his films to a new level. It really reminded me of To Live and Die in L.A. a little bit. It reminded me of Heat a little bit. It was very intensely paced. I loved the characters in it. Everybody felt very fleshed out. Both, not even just Vince Vaughn's character and Mel Gibson's character, but even like minor characters like Michael Jai White was very good. Like everybody felt just like a real person. Even like very like briefly introduced characters that end up getting killed like within 5 minutes. Also, it was filmed in my fucking neighborhood. There are locations in Dragged Across Concrete that are like 3 minutes from my house. Like, I thought that was pretty crazy while I was watching. I was like, God damn. It's in BC, Surrey, and all over Vancouver. And I think it was actually, like, geographically Vancouver, because they're in a point in the movie when they're going to go tail the bank robbers, and they're definitely downtown, and then they talk about how they have to go super far, and they end up in Surrey, which is like an hour and a half away. So it's geographically Vancouver. I thought the house that Jack built, it would be this generation's Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. It left me feeling like that kind of hollow feeling in your gut. Especially the scene where he like, I don't want to spoil too much for anybody that hasn't seen the house that Jack built, but that fucking scene where he hunts his family down like deer is just fucked. Like, that's fucked up, man. The way they shoot it and the way they edit it too, where you don't actually see the kids get shot, but it's like it cuts to like the mom reacting and shit. Like, that was oof. Yikes. A hell of a performance though. Like, hell of a movie. I thought it was. I usually don't really like that director. I really didn't like Antichrist very much, but I thought House that Jack Built was solid as far as being a horror film that made me feel something. Out for Justice is great. People can say what they want about Steven Seagal, but those early Seagal movies where he's just a ponytailed cop clotheslining people was awesome. That's cool that you had a Out for Justice filmed in your neighborhood. Where was Out for Justice filmed? Yeah, Matt Dillon was amazing. I've always thought he was a great actor, and I felt like with House of Jack Belt, there was almost like a kind of a Patrick Bateman vibe to him, which I thought was really good. Above the Law is awesome too. Hey, Split Second guy. The guy that's been asking for Split Second for like 25 years. Which I finally reviewed, and I hope it was good. I hope it was a good video.
It's just me.
Drugstore cowboy. Stone Cold is such an awesome movie. I mean, I feel like the Boz should have and could have been a much bigger action star, and Lance Henriksen as Chains is such a memorable villain in that movie. Like, he pretty much steals the film. Stone Cold is awesome. Thoughts on Under Siege and Executive Decision? The behind the scenes on Executive Decision was pretty goddamn funny because it was meant to be like a Steven Seagal film, and he was apparently such a shit to work with that they killed him off right away. Under Siege is good as a Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey movie. And of course, it's funny just to have Steven Seagal running around going, I'm the cook. I'm the cook. It's fun, though. I like Under Siege. Haven't seen Us yet, but I'm keen to see it because I really liked Get Out. I know that my compadre Josh of Hadley does not like Mr. Jordan Peele very much, but I very much enjoyed Get Out, and I'm looking forward to seeing Us. It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin! I don't even know why the fuck that guy's quoting that, but I love it. Thoughts on Project Shadow Chaser? Project Shadow Chaser is awesome, especially the ending where he jumps out a window and he's on fire and tries to latch onto the helicopter, but like misses by a mile and just plummets to his death. That makes me fucking laugh every time. Josh does like things. He likes hating things. I don't really get it either. Like, I mean, I don't think Jordan Peele is saying that he wants to be the next Rod Serling. That's more like what people are saying. And who fucking cares? The guy's got good ideas. He's got good Twilight Zone-esque ideas, so let him run with it. Oh, son of a bitch. That was Vince's best moment. God damn. Hills Run Red. Was that one that had the flannel wearing killer with like the sort of baby mask or whatever, and it ended up being kind of like a snuff sort of thing? I kind of remember that one. I thought it was pretty cool. I feel like people forgot about it very quickly. Oh, I'd fucking love it if he did a Gargoyles movie. God damn it. Even if they did, oh, it'd be so cool. Like, I would fully be up for them doing the Gargoyles in CG if we had Keith David come back to do the voice of Goliath. Like, that would be the coolest fucking shit ever. I did like Turbo Kid. Michael Ironside, awesome as the villain, and I feel like it had a genuine Mad Max knockoff kind of vibe to it. Like, it felt like it could have been like an Enzo Castellari film. Very much enjoyed it. Great music, great vibe. Just very genuine, unlike Manborg, which was shit. Favorite Paul Verhoeven movie, not RoboCop. Don't do that to me, man. That's not fair. Probably Total Recall. I'd probably go with Total Recall as my favorite next to RoboCop. What if Josh right now is the product of Josh coming back from Pet Sematary? It couldn't be, because if that were the case, then he would suddenly be loving Jordan Peele, because aren't you like the opposite of yourself when you come back? It had, yeah, Turbo Kid did have kind of an early Peter Jackson vibe to it, with a really like ghoulishly over the top kind of gore, for sure. Very much like Brain Dead. How about Doomsday? I don't know. How about it? Oh, Frogs is terrible, man. And just Sam Elliott without a mustache. That's a crime. Eliminators is so fucking good. That's pretty much like Empire's it's the Charles Band Avengers film, essentially. Like it's this ragtag group of like superheroes and shit, and they gotta stop a villain. It was awesome. Which director actor duo? Oh man. I'd love to see Ryan Gosling in a Craig S. Zoller film. I don't know what it would be, but I want to see Gosling do more kind of Drive, Only God Forgives kind of stuff, and I feel like Refn's done with him as far as that goes, so I feel like Zoller could do something kind of similar. I've not seen the new Hellboy yet. I'm reserving my judgment until I see it. I'm not going to go into it with any nostalgic feelings of the Ron Perlman films, even though I did like those very much. I feel like they could have used work because the Hellboy comics are meant to be violent, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing the violent Hellboy movie. Haven't seen Doomsday or the new Hellboy, but I will look out for them. And I like David Harbour. I feel like he actually is a really good choice for Hellboy, so I'm looking forward to seeing his performance. I think he's got the right voice for it. He's got a good build for it too. Like Hellboy was never meant to be like this ultra aesthetic, like vascular dude. He was sort of more like kind of burly.
Where did you find this?
Favorite killer animal film? Definitely isn't Cujo. I mean, Cujo's okay. But as far as killer animal stuff goes, like I'd probably have to go with like Piranha. I love Piranha.
Mickey, those other times with the skull, did you do it? No. Mickey, you've never lied to me before.
I like Jamie Foxx's Spawn. There's a lot of people that are bitching about that, but I think the guy's a fantastic actor, and I think he could totally pull it off. And he kind of even looks like Al Simmons in a lot of the way that he looked in the comics, and I feel like he's got sort of a good presence to him. He's got a good voice. You know, he's kind of a big dude. Like you can make him look bigger on camera, obviously, and obviously a lot of the Spawn stuff in itself is going to be CG. I think he could do it. I'm looking forward to it too. I have faith. I have faith in Todd McFarlane. I think he could pull it off if they let him. My favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie, you should all know, is Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I really like it. I like Nightmare 2. I think it's fantastic. I think it's got the best lead, the best it's not a final girl, it's a final boy. Well, we can't really say what the Spawn movie is like yet to begin with because I don't even think they've started filming it yet. I enjoyed both Drive and Only God Forgives a lot. I think they were both great, but I feel like aesthetically I preferred Drive just because it reminded me of like 80s Michael Mann. Like it was very, very Thief. Yeah, Mark Patton. Exactly. Mark Patton's awesome. That's a guy who should have gone so much farther in Hollywood. And his performance in Nightmare 2 is so great.
Eric and I are leaving, Mickey.
And what's cool is that it's not just a horror movie. It kind of acts as like a coming of age thing. You know, and all the gay stuff in it was intentional. So it was a guy kind of coming to terms with his sexuality, but it was also him being polluted by a dream demon. So that's some pretty cool characterization, if you ask me. As long as it's better than the Elektra movie we got. I haven't seen Neon Demon yet. Unless we're talking about that video that I made before it was even announced that Refn was doing a Neon Demon movie. Oh my god, a Verhoeven Jurassic Park? Well, that would pretty much be a high-budget version of Carnosaur. Didn't like New Nightmare so much, but I did like Freddy's Revenge. I feel like Freddy's Revenge is like the Jason Takes Manhattan of the Freddy movies. Holy shit, it's Jesse Wood. We got the endless one, Jesse Wood, joining the stream. Somebody needs to call in before this shit is over so we can get some, like, Chatterbox-esque shit. I will do that. I will keep kicking ass, baby. I don't know about Refn doing a show for Amazon. I'm only just hearing about that now, so I'll have to look into it. John Carpenter's Vampires, I feel like, had a really strong start, but could have been a better movie overall, but I like James Woods. Not so much as a person, but as an actor, I think he's awesome. You have to add me on Discord. Well, I liked the most recent Halloween. I thought the one we just had in theaters, which was meant to be like a sequel to the very first one, I thought was pretty excellent. Friday the 13th Part 7 is great. I mean, it introduced the world to Kane Hodder. Favorite John Carpenter movie to come out after They Live? That's a good question. I don't know. Demon Knight is awesome, though. I mean, I was never a fan of Bordello of Blood, but I really love Demon Knight a lot. Especially for Billy Zane. Like, Billy Zane's villain in the movie is fucking fantastic. I do agree that Jason looked great in 7, but I have a weird soft spot for his look in Jason Takes Manhattan. I just really like the slimy look. Yes, I've seen the To Hell and Back Kane Hodder documentary. That shit, I teared up. I fucking teared up at that shit. Hearing the stories of when he was first, like, burned and everything, and just how severe it was, and how they had to, like, practically, like, detach his arms and shit. Like, that's fucked, man. What a badass. What a bad motherfucker. Yes, I am planning on doing not only a review of The Punisher, but I want to do a retrospective on all 3 Punisher films with a little bit of the John Barenthal show included, because I feel like all the actors that have played the Punisher to date have been excellent choices and very good in their own way. Well, we already had a Christine remake that was shit, and I don't know, I'm just not all that interested in Cujo. I mean, it's a dog. It's a fucking dog, man. Wait, Christine. For some reason I read that as Carrie. I kind of don't want Christine to be remade, because it's just such a cool John Carpenter movie. Like, I love the music in it, I love the overall aesthetic of it, I love the actor that plays Arnie. I kind of don't want them to touch that one. I feel like Christine should be left alone. Favorite Fred Dekker film? I don't know. I mean, honestly, those 2 are my favorites. I love Monster Squad and Night of the Creeps. Like, I think those 2 are fantastic, and they're very underrated in their own way. And I feel like Fred Dekker is a guy that keeps being fucking annoyingly underutilized by Hollywood, and they keep taking stuff away from him. And we've had RoboCop 3 get ruined. We've had now the most recent Predator movie get, like, fucking 90% reshot. Like, I feel like Fred Dekker deserves a break. He's a guy with a lot of great ideas, but maybe should just stick to smaller films so he can actually do what he wants. Yeah, that would actually be fun to see Christine fuck up a high school kid's Tesla. That's not bad. Does Christine really need to be gory, though? Like, in what way? Because, I mean, Christine was pretty gory in a sense that, like, the bully that gets run over and he's left in, like, a flaming heap in the middle of the road, like, that's some pretty fucking scary shit, if you ask me. I haven't watched all of Punisher Season 2 yet. Are you talking about, like, the religious guy that used to be, like a fucking Aryan dude? I mean, I don't know. I was not a big fan of Punisher Season 2, and I'm having trouble finishing it. I love John Bernthal, but it's so weak compared to the first season. I wish Season 2 just would have been like Kingpin or something like that. Like, fuck, why do we have to we had two villains that were both like pretty weak, and I hated what they did with Billy Russo. I thought that was just fucking garbage. Like I get that it's more meant to be in his mind that he thinks he looks so fucking terrible, but those little like shaving cuts that they put on him was just fucking junk. Like if you want to see a good version of Jigsaw / Billy Russo, go watch Punisher Warzone. That shit nailed it. It didn't necessarily give Frank too much humanity. It focused too much on Billy, I feel like. It focused too much on Billy fucking moping and banging chicks and feeling ugly. It's like, oh yeah, dude, your life's real fucking rough. You're getting a lot of ass. I need to check out Equalizer too, because I really like the first Equalizer. Mind if I ask you a question? I did play the Punisher Sega game. The arcade port of it is better, and the PS2 Punisher game is fucking awesome too. It's basically like Manhunt if it were a Punisher game, because you have like the ultra gruesome execution kills and shit. I don't know if I've seen Feed. That would be great to see some of the stuff from the Christine book in a movie. That'd be great, because there's a lot of usually, obviously Stephen King, when you get his books, like a lot of it is a lot wilder in the movies themselves. I mean, thank fucking God we didn't get a child orgy with It, but I mean there is some stuff that I'd like to see, like be utilized in movies, and sometimes it's a better choice when they make the changes. Like I preferred that in Misery, in the movie, he just gets his like feet smashed with the hammer. Like I feel like cutting his feet off is a little too much. God damn it, Castle! And that's the movie. The movie's finished. The movie's done. The movie's fucking donezo. Well, this was fun. I think. I hope you guys liked it. This guy blends up fat chicks and feeds fat chicks to other fat chicks. What the fuck? That's feed, I'm guessing. Saving the orgy for the porn parody. Those is played by Just Turn, and I'm sure the It porn parody will be produced by Wood Rocket too, so they'll make them look like little kids. I would like more views. That'd be nice. I will. She's just in the other room. I think we could maybe do this a once a week, as like a once a week kind of thing. If you guys thought this was fun, like I would like to do it again. Because if anything, all it means is that you guys get more content from time to time instead of waiting for me to write and shoot a video. Like this could be like a weekly thing. A lot like with Radio Drum, where I do that every week. So it's, you know, the more stuff I'm putting out, the better, I guess. Thank you. Thank you for rocking your CM shirt proudly. I got to design another one of those pretty soon. So I've changed kind of the way my logo looks. Do it. Well, Eli, if you wanted to call in and have a brief chat about Screaming Skull, go right ahead. Let's see here. If anyone wanted to do any call-ins before I cut off, now would be the time to do it, because the movie's over. CM Punk stole your name. Or did I steal CM Punk's name? We could never be sure. Oh God, the new Dune movie. I mean, it could only end up being better than the original. I mean, I love Dune. I love David Lynch's Dune for a lot of it for all the wrong reasons, and I also think it's just a beautiful looking film. But I look forward to seeing a Dune film that's objectively good. That would be nice. I mean, Children of Dune, the miniseries, is pretty awesome. So, sky's the limit there. I just want to see more Dune stuff because it's got some great like concepts there. Dune's great. How does one get to be so cool? I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out myself. You tell me when you find out. Discord still saying no results. Well, we'll figure out the Discord thing next time. I mean, I have people that have added me to Discord. None of them have called. They might not even be part of this fucking chat. Thank you, Victor R. I'm sure you are too. Just call me on Discord, dude. Like, add me to Discord. It's let me see. I'll give you the deets. Give you the details. Direct messages. I've got a couple of direct messages from people, from Water Alien. Just some hellos. But it would be kind of fun to get a call in before we end this shit. Eli, if you're paying attention, you have to search up hashtag 1811 Cine Masochist. That's the way to find my name. And that's Cine Masochist with an uppercase C and an uppercase M. And then we can just do a call. Good. I'm glad you subscribed to Eli. He doesn't have any videos. But he's a cool dude, and he can teach you how to make your arms bigger. He's a big, buff motherfucker. Hello to Durban, South Africa. That's awesome. Got fans all over the world. That's great. You know what, Eli? I might just fucking call you on Facebook, like right now. It's like, are you making me do this? I'm going to have to beg to have a call-in for the show so I can make it feel more like a radio thing. Dying for Control to come out. What's Control? Do it. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll just do a little call. Let's find Eli here on Facebook. You online, motherfucker? Oh shit. Oh snap. What's up, dude? Oh shit. You're not showing up on God damn it. I'm trying to link up my Bluetooth speaker with my phone. Let's see here. I don't know if anyone's really going to be able to hear you. Let's see. Here, say some shit. There we go. I've got you right up to the Bluetooth speaker. So what's up, Eli? Tell the world a little bit about yourself. You do have big ass arms, sir. That's for damn sure. All right. Our first call in of the show, and I had to do it an hour and 18 minutes in, but we got to it. God damn it, we did it. So fuck.
Hell yeah. And I'll try and make a video one of these days, but I'm always busy as fuck.
Yeah. He does have bigger arms than me, actually. Eli's a huge motherfucker. He's a big McLarge huge, absolutely. So Eli, what did you think? What did you think of the Screaming Skull?
Oh, I thought it was fantastic. It's just classic, just B movie or C movie in this case from the late 50s, early 60s, and it's just also fun just reading all the comics and just trying to keep up all of that. That was interesting. Overall, I thought it was a really cool experience.
Right.
I think one of these times I need to come up to Canada. We gotta do this live stream for the Twin Dragons Encounters and let the world know about that fucking movie.
All right, Jonathan Kern here. He thinks you should be able to motivate everybody to go back to the gym. So Eli, why don't you give somebody some inspirational messages before we cut this shit? I miss watching my videos too.
The best inspiration is just body motion, stay as motion, get your ass out there. The more you move, the more you're happy, and the more you move, the more your mind's being active, and you don't have to worry about other people. Just focus on your own bullshit. Don't worry about other people's shit, and just get out there and kick some ass.
That's great. I think that's a good message to us all. Eli, thanks for coming on. I'm gonna cut you off here. And I think that was fun. I think we should definitely do this again. My videos being play-by-play are great. I mean, I might do a little bit more of that. My left arm is pretty jacked. Okay, all right. Signing off here. Thank you for everybody for joining in on the stream. Thank you for everybody for interacting and leaving comments here in the chat, and for putting up with me for an hour and a half. I think that was a lot of fun, and we'll definitely try to make this a weekly thing, because now that I know how the OBS works, now that I know how to stream what's on my screen and stream, movies and stuff like that, I think this is definitely something that could be a regular thing. If you want to support me, I've got my Patreon in the description there. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you want to listen to more of me besides just here on YouTube, there's obviously 1201beyond.com with Radiodrome that I host with Josh Hadley and with Cecil Trachenberg. So thanks everybody for coming into the stream, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the movie. I hope you enjoyed, my company. And take it easy. See you guys.